tool. This is a time budget. The idea is this. This is a time budget for your whole organization. Okay? Did you ever have somebody at work get asked to do something or kind of expected to do something just to pick up the slack, and they said, well, that's not in my job description. You didn't tell me how to do that. You know? This is a tool to try and make sure that there's nothing left out of job descriptions.
Good job.
And what we want is this. We want everything that people are supposed to do in their job descriptions. And we want everything that people is in their job descriptions to be subject to evaluation and some kind of reasoning behind it. Why are we doing that instead of another way? So there's two ways you can do this tasks and time budget. One way is to actually fill in hours. So you might think about it as hours per week or hours per month. Some of these things might even be hours per year. And then what you want to, so across the top it has a place called job title. So you might put down any kind of production worker, whoever is your frontline direct labor. If you have anybody else who's doing design work, for example, even if it's not a separate person, if they're stepping into another role just temporarily, then I would put that down as a separate role. So maybe I shouldn't have called it job title, but maybe the role. Because in a small co-op, especially, you guys might be trading roles a lot, right? And people might be handling administrative work. But think of these as different roles. So there might be somebody who's in charge of sales. There might be somebody who's in charge of office management. So think of those as different roles. If you want to use this tool as a time budget, you can fill in actual hours. I can tell you right now what's going to happen if you do that. You're going to find out that there's so much administrative work to do in a co-op that you're going to be wondering how on earth you'll ever get it done. So if you're feeling like that's probably going to happen, then I would suggest you just put check marks in each box. I was actually thinking about this a lot. There's a point where, if we realize how much work something is going to take, then we might not get started on it. So sometimes some things are better not to know. You can quote me on that.
What do you think takes the most?
Oh my gosh. One thing that I would really...
Overwhelmed by my question?
No, I think I know the answer to your question. I think far and away the thing that we always forget to include in our job descriptions and time budgets is meetings.
Planning and evaluation.
Especially, there's a few different places in here where meetings show up. You can have board meetings, staff meetings, all these meetings, especially if you have a collective management structure. So that manager's salary that you're saving by not having a manager, you're still going to spend that money. You're going to spend that money in labor hours of you guys sitting around having meetings. That's assuming your meetings are on the clock. They should be on the clock, unless if they're board meetings, you have the option of having them off the clock. But in general, all management meetings should be on the clock. So anyway, I'd like you to take a few minutes and look over this. We don't have time to really do the whole thing, but this is a tool that you can use later on. I want you to stick up your hand and ask a question if anything on here is not clear, if you don't know what it is. But now you guys know the difference between direct labor and administrative labor, right? So direct labor is the stuff that you count under cost of goods sold, right? Directly doing the work that you get paid to do. And then administrative labor is everything else. And these are most of this worksheet is made up of administrative labor tasks because I just figured you might not be as familiar with those. So you need to fill in your own direct labor tasks and then take a look at the administrative labor tasks and let me know if anything's unfamiliar. And we're just take 5 minutes to do this and come back together.